Hi, Lisa K. Donner here with Liberty Nation, and with me today is Mark Angelides, our managing editor, hailing from the UK. Hi, Mark.
Hi, Lisa. Thanks for having me on board.
Well, you wrote a fabulous article this week about the country of Chaz, but strangely enough, according to the MRC or the Media Research Center, there's been very little talk about this country. Where is it and how was it formed?
Well, it's right smack bang in the middle of Seattle. It's about 6 to 7 square blocks, although I believe they are pushing forward the battle lines. What happened was it's a group of protesters, mostly Antifa and Black Lives Matter protesters, who decided that they would create an autonomous zone. It stands for Capitol Hill Autonomous Zone, CHAZ. And what they're doing is they've declared this a new part, a new country, which is no longer the United States. It's a cop-free zone, and it's all the weird and wonderful collection of people that you'd imagine to be there. There's beanie hats as far as the eye can see.
Yeah, you would think that the governor and the mayor are pretty upset about this.
You'd think so, wouldn't you? But at the moment, what's really happening is the mayor especially seems to be almost backing the protesters. They're refusing to send in the troops. They're refusing to even really put the police in there. So it's almost as though it's a virtue signaling gone wrong. And one wonders how long they can really carry on before things start turning very Lord of the Flies.
So they have a variety of demands. I assume they're making this demand from the country of the United States?
Absolutely. Although I believe the most imminent demands are for Seattle and the greater area. But their demands are rather astounding. They are, in fact, what you and I would consider a pushback to the days of Jim Crow. There's two things that really stand out to me, Lisa. The first being that all Black hospital patients be treated by only Black doctors. And the second one is possibly the most ridiculous I've heard, but it will be all offenders who are in prison, violent offenders, will have a retrial, but only of a jury of their community. And in this terms, that means a Black jury. You mentioned in the article you wrote on Liberty Nation as well about how the governors, the mayors, and the police chiefs, that they're not really doing what they should do as, and it's strange to use the term, but as good parents, which you described in your article today.
Right. Well, I talked about how to turn a 2-year-old into a tyrant. And basically, I think what the authorities have to understand, they have to keep in mind the mind of a child. This is basically a 2-year-old or a group of 2-year-olds who cannot, they don't seem to be able to have reason or logic. They want what they want and they want it now. And so left unchecked, a little kid, a 2-year-old, turns from yelling and screaming to biting and kicking. The goal is to seek negative attention, and then it turns into aggressive behaviors. It sounds very familiar.
Yeah, as you mentioned, it's almost like the parents are failing to set boundaries, and what's happening is that the kids are just getting more and more out of control, trying to push themselves to the limits.
Well, I think when you try to play Robin Hood, or you try to play the socialist, as Margaret Thatcher, your lady, once said, eventually you run out of other people's money.
Absolutely. There's no bills being paid in the kingdom of Chaz right now. That's a fact. And on a lighter note, they have actually tried to become self-sufficient and begun planting food, which is quite interesting, which shows that they want to do a long-term, I guess, a social experiment here. What's fascinating, though, is it appears that not one of them actually has ever done any planting before. So what they've done is they put some compost onto the top of the ground and stuck some plants in it and hoped that would root. And as one of our editors at large, James Fight, talked about, it appears that the name planting, that it's a plant, and they haven't figured out that you have to plant it.
Well, this has been very interesting, Mark. Thanks so much for joining us today.
Thank you, Lisa.
And do search out Liberty Nation News on your browser, and we hope you'll come up with libertynation.com. Thanks so much for watching. Have a great day. Go deeper on the topic discussed in this video. Head on over to one of these links here or go to our Liberty Nation Roku channel. Thanks so much for watching, and don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell for Liberty.